Hey guys, welcome. And today we're going to be discussing the La Liga team of the season. And we have Amlan with us, and he's making his debut for us in the video department. He's an in house writer for us and has written amazing articles about a lot of La Liga players and teams. So definitely go and check his articles out for sure. Okay, Amlan, so let's not wait any further and let's dive into this whole team of the season thing. So, like, tell me, who was your choice for the goalkeeper? We'll start with the goalkeeper.
Goalkeeper, I would say like if I had to place favorites, it would be Oblak individual.
Yeah,
Then there is Stegen, who has been absolutely brilliant. But in my opinion, I think as a whole, if you consider the goalkeeper as a part of the defense, I would go with with Courtois
yeah,
because if I'm not wrong, Real Madrid has probably the best defense in
yeah,
top five leagues.
yeah,
I think some 25
right,
goals in 38 matches.
yeah,
So that is pretty impressive given like last season they have conceded 45 goals. So
yeah,
that is a big improvement. Like basically cutting the goals down in half, and the results on the pitch have been evident.
yeah,
They are winning the league after some years.
yeah. So I think if you ask me, I mean, it would have just been like a battle between Oblak and Courtois, basically, because I mean, as good as Ter Stegen individually is, but I mean, this season was all about how good the defense is, and I think Courtois' level actually rose from what he showed at Chelsea actually. So I think with that rise of the level, I think he was also my choice, and I think most of the votes from our whole team came for Courtois. So I think Courtois is like a no-brainer for goalkeeper of the season.
Completely agree to that. Because if I remember last season, he was struggling a lot. Like he had anxiety issues, and he was like probably like it was a very bad season. But 2019 and 20 has been a revelation for him. Not I would not say it as a revelation, but certainly a lot of improvement
Yeah,
as an individual and as
yeah.
a team.
So how much do you think Zidane's involvement could be a factor there?
Pretty sure like it is Zidane's work because not just Zidane, also the rest of the players. Because when he opened up about his anxiety issues, I'm sure I was. I remember a lot of interviews in support of him as a team and everything else. So not just Zidane, it's the whole team which has improved him a lot.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, I mean, one can see the whole confidence and that swagger, which is like kind of came back into the Real Madrid team this season, which was kind of missing before. So, I think Zidane has that aura, which even showed while he used to play on the pitch. So, I think that aura he's just put that into the dressing room, and everybody respects him, and everybody just knows
You
like.
need that. You need that in Real
Yeah,
Madrid. You
yeah.
need the
I mean,
players to respect the manager.
when you have like a team of Galacticos, you always need
Exactly.
somebody who is whom you just listen. You don't think that, oh, why is he saying this, or who is he to say this, or something like what happened at Chelsea, under like a lot of managers where they just played their own style of football and they were not listening to the manager at all. Like that's the worst.
Basically, what's happening at Barcelona. No way.
Someone, I just didn't want to hurt your emotions right now, just before the
Already.
match. Okay, so let's move on to the right back position. So, who's your preferred right back for this season?
On probably I'll go with Navas because he has been amazing. Like he came to Sevilla in 2017, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
Since then, he has cemented the right back's position. Like nobody else has been able to compete with him in the team. Even though he's like he came in around when he was 32, I think.
yeah.
Now he's 34 and probably the best right back in all of La Liga, I think. And he has a steady output also 78 assists for
Assist,
last
yeah.
two seasons, and he's also the captain of the team,
Correct.
Sevilla.
So I think the thing with Navas is like his transition from like a right winger, like a traditional pacey right winger who who just beats the fullback on a one-on-one and then just puts the ball inside, and uh, his transition back to a right back, which I think started when he played like one season under Guardiola, if I'm not wrong.
The
So
last season.
yeah, so I think it's actually a very wise move for him, keeping in mind that he does not have that express pace anymore, and I mean, keeping that in mind, I think it's a very good move for him to elongate his career, and I think he's been very very good this season. Of course, I would just like to tell our viewers that we had a tie for right back while the voting was happening, and Navas was tied with Carvajal, but then everybody like just decided that Navas was a bit better than Carvajal this season. Okay, so moving on to the centre back spot, and this one centre back, which I mean, everybody would just want to see on their team when you talk about La Liga is Sergio Ramos, and I mean, he's just a natural leader, and I mean, now in the past couple or three seasons, probably last time, I mean, I can say he's a natural goal scorer as well. Like, if your team needs a goal,
Yes, yes.
just put Ramos ahead. Like, he'll just get you a goal somehow or the other. So, I mean, it's amazing like how many goals he has scored. I think just after the restart only, he scored like 5+ goals or something like that. That's like unheard of a defender.
I think, he has scored 11 goals. And the more impressive fact is, I think half of them are probably penalty goals. And
Yeah,
so he has taken over the responsibility of Cristiano Ronaldo in a way.
yeah,
So yes, it is very helpful to have a goal scoring defender. And they needed goals in last two seasons. And he probably is the most unlikely source for goals because I don't think after Benzema anyone has scored that much goals this
yeah.
season for Real Madrid. So
A- and
it was a long time coming.
of course, and I
We
think
know about this.
and
What?
I think one of the biggest things with respect to Ramos is also that when Ronaldo left like a couple of seasons back, like that void of that player of his aura was like totally out of the dressing room, and Ramos did not let the players feel left out, or like he didn't let their levels drop, and which was pretty evident in like all the matches, especially this season. Like, we could see that he just went there with just one motive, and that is to win whatever way possible. So I think that the leadership which he has, which is not talked about enough from people, like a lot of people talk about his red cards and his behavior on the pitch, etc., etc. But like overall, how he is as a player in the dressing room, as a leader and motivator in the team, is pretty less talked about, and I think which was actually very pivotal for Madrid being so stingy in their defense this season as well.
So just expanding upon that fact of yours, like that aura thing. So when Ramos plays on the field, you can see the change in the whole team,
Yeah,
the whole defense and the whole team, like the body language and
yeah,
the confidence basically. Like they keep on going, they keep on going. We know that Real Madrid scores like that, even though they are trailing, they'll just keep on
yeah,
going, and they'll score. So he is a big factor in motivating the team, in leading the team. Like if people have seen the match of yesterday, the Manchester
Man
City,
City
it was
match.
pretty evident where they were lacking. It was defense. There was no
Yeah,
organization.
yeah,
So because Ramos was not playing, even though
yeah,
Varane is 27, he's at his peak of his career. They still
yeah.
need Ramos.
All right, so moving on to the second centre back now. We had a tie for this while we were voting, and the tie was between Sevilla's Diego Carlos and Real Madrid's Rafael Varane. So, who was your pick, Amlan, for this?
I'll probably go with Diego Carlos because like it has been his season probably, and like he has earned a lot of praise and plaudits. Like so, if you see Sevilla, he stands out. Like he's the physical presence in the defense. Like Sevilla depend a lot on the wing backs. So when they go forward, a lot of responsibility is in the hands of Diego Carlos, and he has stepped up a lot. He's your traditional Monchi signing. Probably came out of nowhere, 27 years old, but set the league on fire this year. Absolutely.
And what makes him actually really stand out is that he's actually playing along with you know a very relatively young centre back. and like
Yeah.
also a very young and I won't say like highly experienced, but like a bit of experience in Regulon, the left back. Like he's a left center back, so that ways. And adding on to that, he's not that tall actually. He's I think if I'm not,
Uh,
I think he's 5'8" or 5'9" if I'm not wrong, which is not
but
actually.
he
Yeah,
packs quite a bit of punch in that.
yeah, absolutely. So I mean, if you look at like your quintessential defenders, everybody's like above 6 feet, 6'1", 6'2", or stuff like that. But then like he's just like of a smaller height, but he still has a pretty decent aerial ability and is pretty good in my opinion.
Okay. So, in my opinion, he has shown a lot because basically what you were talking about, the other center back, Kunde. So basically, Kunde is way better on the ball, but Carlos provides the strength and the that aerial presence that Kunde is not able to. So they have like combined pretty well and perfectly complement each other. So that has helped Sevilla a lot. And it has helped both the players individually also,
And I
each one
feel
covering for.
and I feel like how Regulon has also like evolved as a player under Lopetegui. If you look at like when he was playing at Madrid, he was like I would say like a bit more defensive as a left back, and he was not like venturing really forward. Like a typical overlapping fullback, like probably Marcelo is there at Madrid. So keeping that in mind, I think Reglon has also like developed a lot, and keeping in mind that Carlos has been so strong at the left center back position, he has actually allowed Reguilon to like that license to actually just go ahead and play like whatever way he wants to. So I mean, it's pretty interesting to see how you know Carlos within no time actually evolved into such a strong center back, and plays at such a consistent level in at the top league.
So the credit probably goes a lot to Lopetegui, obviously. Like each of the defense, if you see Kunde, then there's Carlos, Reguilon, Navas, everyone has improved individually and also as a backline. Since the system depends a lot on the wing backs, you've seen the improvement is evident in the play of Reguilon. He has been given a lot of responsibility and he has stepped up. He has stepped up quite a lot, and I think the credit goes to Lupito a lot of the credit. And since I'm pretty sure he will probably taking a move away and he will find a lot of suitors, if not Sevilla, because I don't think he will start at Real Madrid, and for his own career he will probably move on to some other club.
So do you think that he should probably stay at Sevilla, like another loan or probably like a permanent transfer?
I think he should go for a transfer because
Yeah.
the left back position is currently completely dominated by Mendy and Real.
Yeah, it doesn't
It
make
will be very
sense
difficult
at
for him.
Madrid for him to go back. That's absolutely correct. So moving on to the left back, I think we have already talked so much about Reguilon. I think the viewers already know who's our left back of the season. So yeah, Reguilon is our number one choice, like a unanimous choice in the team. So let's just move ahead and move towards the center of the park. So center midfielder. So like we have gone for like a 4-3-3 formation for the team of the season of La Liga. So I mean it was again like a unanimous choice, like a no-brainer. Who's going to be the defensive midfielder of this squad? And I think this guy has like been like I think the rock of Real Madrid in the past like 3 seasons at least. I would say at
More
least.
than three. More
So
than three.
I think Casemiro. I think he's just phenomenal. He's just phenomenal. I'll say
Yep.
like, and like just thinking about it, he's just what I think 27, and like there's so much ahead of him, and you just don't know like how much more will he develop. Like what else is there for like us to see in his whole skill set?
Like the team, the Madrid's team, the linchpin is Casemiro. If you watch
Yeah,
the matches, you'll realize
yeah,
like he does everything. Like if he's in attack, he defends, which is his main job, but he contributes in everything. He's probably not that great on the ball as Cruz or Modric or anyone else is, but he makes up for that in his game intelligence, his
Yeah,
positioning, his tackling ability, his aerial ability, and he also has a knack of scoring very weird but very good looking goals.
yeah,
So he is that all rounder that everyone probably wants in their team. I appreciates Casemiro a lot. Like as you just said, like a lot of responsibility on is a lot of responsibility is on his hands, and Zidane knows what Casemiro is capable of and what he's also not capable of. So he doesn't trust him with the ball playing abilities, ball playing like he doesn't trust him with the ball playing responsibilities,
yeah,
but he trusts him with everything else.
yeah,
So even Casemiro knows he doesn't try all those like risky passes.
yeah.
He just leaves it for Modric or Cruz.
Cruz.
He does he just does what he does best, which is tackling, covering up others, and his position. And I think he's leading the charts or La Liga charts in clear and tackles. I think,
Okay,
which is pretty like you would expect it from him.
absolutely. So, so moving on to the second center midfielder of our team of the season, and whom did you vote for this?
I had gone with the Odegaard, Martin Odegaard.
You had gone with Odegaard. So I had not gone with Odegaard at all. I think there's still a lot more for him to come, but I think this was like, a good transition season for Odegaard, but like, not enough in my opinion to be in the team of the season. But yes, we find Odegaard in our team of the season as the second midfielder, like probably like a half eight, half 10 role, which is there, which he's kind of excelling right now. So, what are your thoughts on Odegaard and this season for Odegaard?
So I'd say this was the season of Martin Odegaard, at least the first half of the
Yeah,
season before the coronavirus came. So he has been absolutely like
on fire.
scintillating, like
Yeah,
on fire. Like if you see the matches where he plays, you cannot take your eyes off him. Like he's so good on the ball, so like how do they describe it? Aesthetic to watch
yeah,
basically. The ball glues to his feet, like this the level of influence he has on the games. Like haven't seen this level of influence since probably Messi, I think. Like he's very involved in the play, and he probably doesn't have the best of the scoring. Like doesn't score a lot of goals, but he makes it up in his playmaking abilities, and those are some good playmaking abilities.
absolutely. I think what he has added on this season has been like a bit of better decision making, because like in the previous seasons you could see that when he probably gets into like a one on one or like even like a two on one, he used to always take like the wrong choice most of the times. And this season, I think he has evolved into a better decision maker, which has actually helped him a lot into getting into like better positions, picking up the right passes, and taking the shot at the right time as well. So I think there is a lot more to come from Odegaard. I mean, he has like I think one of the best raw talents for an attacking midfielder right now
So
out there in the world. So moving on to our third center midfielder, we have. I mean, this guy is actually like one of the best midfielders of La Liga if you talk about box to box midfielders. But at the same point of time, I mean, he was relatively not. I would say like that good as he was probably last season. I think. But nevertheless, he was still so good that he made it into our team of the season, and that is Thomas Partey of Atletico Madrid. So, what do you make of Thomas Partey?
So Partey has been in transition under Simeone. Like Simeone basically relied on Gabby before,
Yeah,
like in his center midfield. So Partey has taken over that responsibility, and he has also like initially he looked like he did not look mature, but over the years, slowly, he has been taking up more responsibility and he has been looking way more mature in the team. He's leading the midfield. So he creates. He's an amazing passer of the ball. He's
yeah,
very good under pressure. Like you can press him a lot, but probably like you can press him a lot and he will not lose the ball.
yeah,
So basically, he's like for me, he's like an athletic version of Sergio Busquets. If I have
yeah,
to like compare with some player.
yeah. A more
So
physical version of
yep.
Busquets. Yeah,
Busquets, yeah, athletic and
Yeah, yeah,
physically.
yeah,
So he has everything. He's like a jack of all trades.
yeah.
Basically, he passes, he defends, complete all-round midfield.
Absolutely,
No wonder
absolutely.
Simeone loves him.
I mean,
And
he's a typical Simeone player. Like, he'll run till the last second, and he'll give his 100% on the pitch.
just like he perfectly complements Saul and Koke, I think. Like
Yeah,
all three of them are brilliant on the ball. They are also very, very industrious midfielders,
yeah.
all-rounders.